Imagine this. It's a Tuesday morning. You wake up, get ready for work, turn the key in your car, and nothing happens. Dead battery. Maybe a dead alternator. You don't know yet, but the mechanic is going to tell you it'll cost $800 to fix. Now, here's the real question. Not can you fix the car, but what happens inside your brain in that moment? For most people, that single unexpected expense doesn't just drain a bank account. It triggers a full-blown stress spiral. The car repair becomes a credit card charge. The credit card charge becomes a bill you can't fully pay. And suddenly, one Tuesday morning has added weeks of financial anxiety to your life. But for one type of person, this moment is just an annoying Tuesday. They handle it, they move on, the week goes on as planned. What's the difference between these two people? It's not income, it's not luck, it's one simple financial habit that most people skip and that we're going to break down completely today. Here's what most people actually do with their money. They earn, they spend, maybe they save a little, but that saving usually has a destination. New phone, vacation, maybe a down payment someday. What they don't have is money that just sits there, doing nothing, earning almost nothing, just waiting. And here's the psychology behind why. Our brains are wired to find idle money wasteful. You look at $5,000 sitting in a savings account, and something in your head says, that could be invested. That could be doing something. So people invest it, or they spend it, or they tell themselves they'll build the safety net later, once things are more stable. But here's the painful irony. Things never feel stable enough to start, and the moment life throws a curveball, and it always does, they're left scrambling.
So, what exactly is an emergency fund? It's simple. An emergency fund is a dedicated pool of money, completely separate from your regular savings or investments, that exists only for genuine, unexpected emergencies. We're talking sudden job loss, a medical bill, a major home repair, a car breakdown. Not a sale on something you wanted, not a trip that came up last minute. Actual emergencies. The standard advice most financial experts agree on? Save 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. So if your monthly expenses are $3,000, rent, groceries, transportation, utilities, your emergency fund target is somewhere between $9,000 and $18,000. Now, that might sound like a lot, but here's how to think about it differently. Imagine you're building a wall around your financial life. Every $100 you put into that fund is one more brick in that wall. The wall doesn't earn you anything, it doesn't grow your wealth, but it stops a single bad day from becoming a financial disaster that takes months or years to recover from. Where should you keep it? Somewhere accessible, but not too accessible. A high-yield savings account works great. Plenty of online banks are paying solid interest rates right now. The goal is that you can reach it within a day or two if you need to, but it's not sitting in your checking account tempting you every time you open your banking app.
Here's the deeper idea that most people miss. An emergency fund isn't really about the money. It's about decision-making under pressure. There's a concept in behavioral economics called financial stress bandwidth. When people are in financial trouble, when they're worried about money, their cognitive capacity actually shrinks. Studies show that financial anxiety takes up so much mental energy that people start making worse decisions in all areas of life. They sleep less, they're more impulsive, they take bad risks because they feel desperate. The emergency fund is your protection against that state of mind. When you know you have a financial cushion, you don't panic at the first sign of trouble. You don't take the first job offer out of desperation. You don't avoid the doctor because you're scared of the bill. You think clearly. You make better choices. In other words, the emergency fund doesn't just protect your money, it protects your judgment. And in the long run, good judgment is worth far more than any investment return. So here's what to actually do. First, figure out your monthly essential expenses. Be honest. Rent, groceries, transportation, utilities, minimum debt payments. Add that up. Second, set a target. Start with 1 month, then build toward 3. If your situation is more uncertain, Freelancer, single income household, unpredictable expenses, push towards 6 months. Third, automate it. Set up an automatic transfer on payday, even if it's just $100 or $200 a month. Small amounts, consistently over time. The goal is to make it invisible until you need it. And fourth, mentally commit to what it's for. This is not your travel fund. This is not your maybe I'll invest this fund. This is your untouchable wall. The only key that unlocks it is a genuine emergency.
There's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot in personal finance. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. But honestly, there's a step even before that. It's about how much chaos you can absorb without derailing everything you've built. The people who build wealth consistently, not the overnight success stories, but the steady, quiet wealth builders, they all have one thing in common. They planned for things to go wrong. And because they planned for it, when things did go wrong, it didn't set them back. It was just an annoying Tuesday. Your emergency fund is the first brick in that wall. Start building it, even if it's one brick at a time. So, how much do you currently have in your emergency fund? 1 month? 3 months? Or none at all? Let me know in the comments.